What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice Hoops channel. We are back with another experiment video, and today we are going to be taking on the challenge of seeing what would happen if you put every single player in the NBA back in their prime. Yeah, now I know that this concept has been done plenty of times by guys like KOT4Q, Click Productions. Everybody's done this video. Like, even people that I haven't named, everybody does this video. So I figured, why not join in on the fun? So here we are. We put everybody back in their prime. Let's go check out some of the rosters. Now, when I say back in their prime, I mean back in their prime. So this is Bulls Jimmy Butler. Now, you may argue and say that Bulls Jimmy Butler isn't prime Jimmy Butler. Maybe even where he's at now in Miami is his prime. But this is what I didn't make the roster. I just downloaded it. So this is what whoever made the roster feels everybody should be in their prime. And the rosters are made a little bit. They were made a little bit previously, before like the trade deadline and all that stuff. They're a little bit older, so like Tyrese Halliburton's not on the Pacers, Ben Simmons isn't on the Nets, James Harden's not on the 76ers, so stuff like that hasn't been changed, but that shouldn't matter too much because there's really only going to be like 3 or 4 teams that are going to dominate this with everybody in their prime. So I'm the Miami Heat, but I'm not in control of anything. I have got everything on automatic, so that I don't have any say in who they sign, who they re-sign, all that kind of stuff, who they trade for. I just want to go through the rosters and show you guys what we're working with here. So as we start with the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler's a 91, Kyle Lowry 89 on the Raptors, Victor Oladipo 88, Bam Adebayo up to an 87, Udonis Haslem is an 85. Yeah, you didn't think you'd be seeing Udonis Haslem up here, but he's an 85. PJ Tucker 83, Tyler Hero 79. So this Miami Heat team could make some noise in the playoffs. I don't know if they're a championship team. They certainly could be. I'm not putting it past them. If we go all the way back to the 76ers, we've got Joel Embiid as a 95, and then it takes a big dip down to Tobias Harris at an 85, Andre Drummond 85, Ben Simmons 85, Danny Green 82, and then it kind of drops off from there. So the 76ers could be a little bit of a threat. Who knows? Maybe. I mean, Joel Embiid's a different animal, so he could just carry the team. The Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis, obviously in his prime right now. So he's a 97, Chris Middleton 88, Brook Lopez 87. That's a big change because the Bucks are known for not having really good center play. Brook Lopez at an 87 on the Nets could change that. Drew Holiday 85, Dante DiVincenzo 82, and then it kind of drops off from there. The Bulls, DeMar DeRozan 89 overall, Zach LaVine 87, Nikola Vucevic 86, Lonzo Ball 82, and then it drops off from there. Kevin Love 91. This changes a lot of stuff because Kevin Love known to be just a guy off the bench at this point in his career, maybe not even getting minutes at points. But if this is Minnesota Timberwolves, Kevin Love getting rebounds and double-doubles every single night, Cavs are going to be dangerous. And we already know what they're doing this year in real life, so if they add good Kevin Love and good Ricky Rubio to their squad, that could be dangerous. 85 overall for Ricky Rubio, 83 for Jared Allen, 82 for Darius Garland, and then it kind of drops from there. Then we move to the Celtics, 90 Jason Tatum, obviously in his prime right now, Jaylen Brown obviously in his prime as well, 86, Al Horford 85, Schroeder 81, and it drops off. This actually didn't change his name to Freedom. That's interesting. I thought that it would. That just tells you how old the roster is, that it didn't change Enes Kanter's name to Enes Freedom, but it should for videos going forward. It should change. Then we got the Clippers, 97 Kawhi, 93 Paul George, 91 Boogie Cousins. Yeah, 91 Boogie Cousins on that one. Then you got 88 Serge Ibaka. This team's actually really nice. If they can get some good play out of Eric Bledsoe, then they are going to be good. I'm actually going to help him out a little bit here and change Paul George. He goes down by overall, but it'll help him in the long run if he plays shooting guard instead of small forward as his prime position. And then we go in here and we change his secondary position to small forward. There we go. Just help out the Clippers a little bit. make it easier for him. Then you got Cousins at center. After that, it's really nothing after Eric Bledsoe, but hey, it is what it is. Their starting five is elite. Ja Morant in his prime, not even in his prime yet. He's going to only get better at an 86. Jaren Jackson, 84. Steven Adams, 83. The Grizzlies, not really that great of a team, but I mean, you got Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson, so they'll carry you. The Hawks have Trae Young in his prime. Clint Capella, 87. John Collins, 85. Lou Williams, Sweet Lou, Lemon Pepper Lou, whoever you want to call him, 82 overall. Bogdanovich, 81. Yeah, it's an okay team. It's very top-heavy, I guess, but maybe they can make some noise. Who knows? Then we got the Heat, and then we go to the Hornets. Gordon Hayward back up to an 88 overall. You got LaMelo Ball, 84, who's entering his prime right now. Terry Rozier, 82, and then not really a whole lot of overall difference. After that, Utah Jazz, obviously Mitchell's in his prime. Gobert was in his prime. He probably still is, to be fair. Both at an 89. Conley's an 88. Whiteside's an 85. Rudy Gay's an 85. This could make some noise in the Western Conference. This certainly could make some noise in the Western Conference. I wouldn't be surprised about that. We move on to the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox, 87. Tristan Thompson, 84. Rashawn Holmes, 83. Harrison Barnes, 82. And then it kind of just keeps falling off. There's Tyrese Halliburton. Like I said, he hasn't moved to the Pacers yet. The Knicks have prime Derrick Rose. Now, the picture is Derrick Rose of right now, but the skills are Derrick Rose of the young version, the MVP version. Then you got Kemba Walker, an 89 overall, which I should probably help them out a little bit and change Kemba to an... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you want to have Kemba playing shooting guard and Rose playing point guard, that's for sure. Maybe we should go and help out the... You should probably have Conley playing point guard and Mitchell playing shooting guard. I know it takes his overall down, but... Oops, I didn't confirm changes. Oops. That's my bad. You just got to help these guys out sometimes. Oh, I did confirm changes. Never mind. So Conley's point guard, then Donovan Mitchell shooting guard. So it kind of lowers their overall a little bit, but in the long run, it won't matter too much. RJ Barrett's an 83. Julius Randle's an 87. Mitchell Robinson an 80. Then you go to the Lakers, and this is the team that's going to make some noise. You got prime LeBron James. You've got prime Russell Westbrook. You've got prime Carmelo Anthony. You've got prime Anthony Davis. You've got prime Marcus Gasol. You've got prime Dwight Howard. You've got prime Rajon Rondo. You've got prime DeAndre Jordan. This team is elite. They've got a lot of centers, a lot of center play, but they've got LeBron, Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony. What else do you really need? So... This is weird. Carmelo probably should not be playing shooting guard. I understand why they have him at shooting guard, but I'm going to put Melo at small forward and then put his second position at shooting guard because it just looks weird to have Carmelo Anthony as a second position playing shooting guard or as a first position playing shooting guard. So that's how it's going to be. Now, I could obviously move Anthony Davis to center and then have LeBron at power forward and Carmelo at small forward, but that wouldn't be fun because then you wouldn't get to see Marcus Gasol or Dwight Howard or anything like that. So that's how it's going to be. Orlando Magic has really nothing because they're such a young team that Jalen Suggs hasn't really done anything yet. RJ Hampton really hasn't done anything yet. All these guys, they haven't had a chance to do anything yet. So they're not really anything. The Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic in his prime right now, 95 overall. Kristaps, 85. Then it kind of goes from there. The Nets, the other team that could be dangerous. Kevin Durant, 98 in his prime. James Harden, 96 in his prime. Kyrie, 94 in his prime. Blake Griffin, 25, 90 overall in his prime. LaMarcus Aldridge, 89 overall. Paul Millsap, 87 overall. They don't have a very decent center or a true center, but they've got these three guys, which is all that matters. All that matters. Then we go to the Denver Nuggets, who've got Jokic at 95 in his prime right now. Jamal Murray's an 85. Porter is an 84. Gordon's an 83, and then it kind of goes from there. Sabonis, 86. Miles Turner, 83. Brogdon, 82. Karis LeVert, 82. Kind of drops off. Isaiah Thomas, 91 overall. Zion, 89. Brandon Ingram, 84. That's about it. Then you go to the Pistons. You've got 82 overall Jeremy Grant. Cade Cunningham, 82, and then it kind of goes off. They're another team like the Magic who are just super young that they haven't had a chance to get into their prime yet. The Raptors got Pascal Siakam, 83, Fred VanVleet, 82, Goran Dragic, 81. It kind of goes from there. Then you got John Wall at a 91, and he's not injured. Then you got Christian Wood, 87, Eric Gordon, 83, Jalen Green, 82. Spurs have DeJounte Murray, 82, Keldon Johnson, 81. They're another team that's younger, not super young, but they don't really have any older guys that were also really good in their prime, so they don't really change that much. The Phoenix Suns, another team that can make some noise with young prime Chris Paul, Devin Booker at 90, DeAndre Ayton at 86, Mikal Bridges 83, and then Jay Crowder 81, I guess, if you want to count that. The Thunder have Shea at 86, and then it goes down from there. Minnesota Timberwolves, Cat 87, D'Angelo Russell 86, Anthony Edwards 82, Dame is a 95, CJ McCollum 95, 85, and then Yusuf Nurkic 81. And then the Warriors have Curry at 98 overall, just disgusting. Klay Thompson 92, Draymond 90, Andre Iguodala at 89, Andrew Wiggins 83. This team is really, really good. Really, really good. Another team that can make some noise. Then the Wizards, the final team, 89, Bradley Beal, Spencer Dinwiddie, 82, and then it kind of drops off from there. So that's every team that every team in the league and every team that got some changes. So let me know down in the comments before we start simulating year number 1. We might do 2 seasons depending on what things happen. But let me know down in the comments below who you think is going to be the most dominant team in this 2-year simulation. So we'll do 1 year. The first year is going to be simulation, just base teams, see who wins the championship. Then we'll go through a full off season, and then we'll simulate the final season, year number 2, and we'll see who made the best moves, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to simulate the first season, and I'll see you guys in the postseason. All right, so I changed my mind halfway through the simulation, and I bring you guys back in at the All-Star break because I figured, you know what, we might as well check and see who's going to be in the All-Star game. So at the semi-halfway point of the season, the Miami Heat are the 6th seed, 33 and 26. The Bucks are leading the conference at 42 and 18, tied with the Nets, also at 42 and 18. That just shows you how good Giannis is. And the Cavs at 34 and 25, doing pretty good as well. But if we take a look around the league at some stats, league leaders in stats, so you've got Luka leading the league in points with 30.6 points per game, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, almost a triple-double for Luka. A 30-point triple-double would be crazy in this league. Joel with 28 basically and 13 rebounds. Then Trae Young, Kevin Love, Bradley Beal's up there in the top 5, Steph Curry, Giannis, Jason Tatum. See, some of the guys, like you would expect LeBron to be up here, but LeBron's only 15. But you got to remember, this isn't the LeBron, or this isn't the Lakers that are the current day Lakers with the old Russell Westbrook and the old Carmelo Anthony and the old Dwight Howard and all that stuff. This is prime guys, so they're taking more shots, which means LeBron's not taking as many shots. So, I mean, Carmelo's averaging 21. So, for LeBron to be averaging 24 and still be up here, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And Paul George and Kawhi Leonard doing a very good job of sharing the ball there. Jokic averaging 23. Shea's up here in the top 15. That's pretty cool. De'Aaron Fox averaging 25. Everybody's dominating right now. Rebounding leader is Kevin Love, as you would expect, averaging a double-double. Kevin Love is a monster. He was a monster at rebounding back in the day. Then the assist leader makes sense. 19 points for Chris Paul, 13 assists. Then LeBron, then Ricky Rubio, Russell Westbrook. I mean, all those stuff makes sense. So let's check out the All-Star stuff. All-Star teams, you got Team LeBron versus Team Kevin Durant, which is funny enough what the All-Star game is in real life. So you got LeBron, Curry, Harden, Giannis, and Kevin Love, and then Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving. That's a tongue twister. Trying to say those two names back to back. Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, DeMar DeRozan, DeMarcus Cousins, Jason Tatum, and Trae Young poking his eyes out there. Then you got Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, Nikola Jokic, and Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Joel Embiid, Jimmy Buckets, Dwight Howard, Bradley Beal, and Gordon Hayward. Those are some pretty good All-Star teams, if I do say so myself. All right, so we took a look at the stats. We took a look at the All-Star teams. Let's simulate to the end of the season, and then we'll move on from there. So the season is wrapped, and LeBron James wins the MVP, averaging 24 points per game, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, a steal, about a block, kinda half a block, great shooting splits. I mean, almost 50, 40, 90. Well, not almost, because he had 80% from the free throw line. But LeBron James, after Luka was averaging 30, he must have dropped off a little bit. Jalen Suggs wins Rookie of the Year. Kelly Olynyk wins Sixth Man of the Year on the Pistons. Good for him. Giannis wins Defensive Player. I mean, obviously. Wendell Carter wins Most Improved. And Frank Vogel of the Lakers, 74-8. Yeah, LeBron, Westbrook, Carmelo, Dwight Howard. That's a very scary duo. Luka on the All-NBA first team with Curry, LeBron, Kevin Love, and Nikola Jokic. Second team is Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Giannis, Domantas Sabonis, and Joel Embiid. De'Aaron Fox, Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, Durant, and Adebayo. On the third team, all-defensive first team is Paul George, Ben Simmons, Giannis, Jimmy Butler, and Nerlens Noel. Good for Noel to do that. Second team is Paul, Oladipo, Iguodala, Kawhi Leonard, and Dwight Howard. Rookie teams, Jalen Suggs, Kate Cunningham, Jalen Green, Josh Giddey, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, Davion Mitchell, and James Bouknight. There you go. Those are your awards. We can take a look at, not that, I want to take a look at stats. That's what I wanted to take a look at. League leaders. So Luka still averaged 30 and about 8 and 10 and didn't win MVP because LeBron James was the 1 seed at 74-8. Steph Curry averaged 27 points per game. What was his three-point percentage? 46. Did he lead the league? No, Isaiah Thomas led the league with 47% basically. Curry was 6th though, so that's pretty good. Very, very interesting to see some of these stat lines. Kevin Love still averaged a double-double, which is what you would assume would happen with Kevin Love because he's very, very dominant. So some of the stats don't look like they've changed very much since the halfway point of the season, which is understandable. But here we go. We got the play-in. Mavericks versus the Jazz. Kings versus Nuggets. And over on the eastern side, you've got Hawks, Bulls, and Knicks and the Wizards. We made the playoffs. Well, I say we, but the team that I'm usering, I guess, is the Miami Heat. They made the playoffs as the 6th seed going up against Joel Embiid. That's not a good sign. But we will simulate the play-in, and it looks like the Nuggets and the Mavs are moving on, and the Wizards and the Hawks. So the Bulls lose, the Knicks lose, and the Jazz lose, and the Kings lose. Interesting. Now we've got game ones around the league. Simulate the round. What's going to happen here? The Heat get eliminated, but the Lakers move on. The Timberwolves move on. They beat Zion and Isaiah Thomas. The Warriors beat Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Luka goes down to Paul George and Kawhi. James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie take out Bradley Beal. That was pretty easy. Kevin Love carrying the Cavs to the second round over Jason Tatum. We get beat by Joel Embiid. Giannis falls from a sweep to Trae Young. What happened in this game? Trae Young swept Giannis. Wow, I did not see that coming. Okay, so in game 4, Trae Young dropped 28, 4, and 9. That's crazy. I cannot believe what just happened. Go back to game 1. So Chris Middleton had 29 in game 1. Giannis had 27, 9, and 6. Trae Young dropped 35. Then we go to game 2. Giannis 25, 10, and 6. I mean, decent. Trae Young dropped 34 again, but he got some help from his bench this time. Then we go to game 3. Trae Young dropped 31 and 11. And Giannis 17. He's slipping. No wonder. He dropped 31 in game 4, but no wonder they fell to a 4-0 sweep. That's pretty crazy. I did not think they get swept. Second round is, as you would expect, the Nets finally beat Kevin Love. Although he dropped 44, 20, and 5. Oh my God. Kevin Love went hard in this second round. 25, 20, and 8 in game 2. Then you had 29, 21, and 6 in game 3. And 44, 20, and 5 in a game 4 effort. But it just wasn't enough because Blake Griffin dropped 39, Kevin Durant dropped 25, Harden dropped 21 and 20. I mean, the Nets are just too dominant. And then the Lakers, we could take a look at some of their stats. I mean, LeBron just going crazy. averaging crazy points. These guys are just too good. Too good. Carmelo dropped 27. Yeah, if you have a bad night from somebody else, I mean, you got Carmelo who can drop some points. LeBron with 28. I don't know who's going to be able to take on the Nets. I'm thinking it's going to be Clippers or Nets Lakers. That's what I'm expecting. And it's 4-0 sweep of the Clippers. Kawhi did his best in that game 4 effort, 33 and 8. But LeBron was too much of them. Actually, he didn't really do much. It was Carmelo and Anthony Davis that did the main thing. That's crazy. And then the Nets beat Joel Embiid pretty handily, it looks like. 30 from Andre Drummond. That's crazy. Joel didn't even do that well. He played 37 minutes, 12, 9, and 11. 4 of 17 shooting. Bad game from Joel in the final game. And now we have a Lakers and Nets finals. Lakers take game 1. Lakers take game 2. Lakers take all 4 games. And the Los Angeles Lakers. Carmelo Anthony is your finals MVP. Good for him. Good for him. That's what I figured the championship would be, the Nets versus the Lakers, because they just had the best teams. But Kevin Love, man, you got to give him credit. He put on a show in the finals. So Trevor Ariza, after getting a ring, he decides to retire. I'm not going to override anybody here. They can all ride off into the sunset. Greg Popovich retires. League meetings, make sure we reject all those. The draft lottery. And the Knicks get the number 1 overall pick in the draft. The Heat have the 28th pick because of Brooklyn. Okay, so Knicks, Pistons, and Rockets all have the top 3 picks. We're going to simulate the draft because it's just a auto-generated draft class, so it doesn't matter too much. The Miami Heat drafted this guy, Grant Payne, 73 overall, and then this guy, we might as well sign him, I guess, in the second round. Doesn't matter. Team options, declined a couple guys. That's fine. LeBron declined his player option. Chris Paul did. Kawhi did. Oh, it's going to get interesting in free agency, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to get interesting in free agency. I obviously don't have any control over anybody, so we are going to find out who gets signed by who. Oh, look at this free agency class. Derrick Rose, LeBron James, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, Carmelo Anthony, Anthony Davis, Marc Gasol. I mean, this is just the best class ever. So we're going to go here. We're going to simulate a couple days into free agency. Here we go. Everybody should be signed. Let's go to sign players. So the Celtics sign Derrick Rose. The Lakers bring back LeBron James. The Clippers get Chris Paul back. The Raptors get Kawhi Leonard back. Carmelo Anthony joins Chris Paul in LA. But on the Clippers, Anthony Davis goes to the Nets. Marc Gasol to the Warriors. Paul George goes to join Kevin Love in Cleveland. Dwight Howard goes to the Nets. Isaiah Thomas to the Pelicans. Blake Griffin to the 76ers, along with Mike Conley. Rondo goes and joins Derrick Rose in Boston. Bradley Beal's going to go team up in Cleveland. DeRozan back to the Raptors. Aldridge in the Nets. Kyle Lowry on the Bucks. Victor Oladipo, Lakers. Zach LaVine, Thunder. The Trailblazers get Gordon Hayward. Millsap, Lakers. Ayton back to the Suns. This is unbelievable. Udonis Haslem on the Lakers. Bledsoe, Lakers. RJ Barrett to the Kings. Colin Sexton back to the Cavs. I can't believe what we just witnessed in free agency, ladies and gentlemen. That was unbelievable. We got some super teams on the board now. I mean, player progression doesn't really matter that much. The Heat didn't do anything. Neither did the Grizzlies or anything like that. But look at some of these teams. You've got Chris Paul. You've got Carmelo Anthony, DeMarcus Cousins, Serge Ibaka. This team was already in the conference finals with Kawhi and Paul George. How will they do with Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony now? They substitute 2 stars for 2 more. Then the Celtics get prime Derrick Rose to team up with Jason Tatum. That's crazy. And now Kevin Love gets some reinforcements with Paul George and Bradley Beal, who I'm gonna help eventually, and make one of them a small forward, probably Paul George. I can't believe some of the super teams we just saw. So let's go to the roster and actually take a look at it. So we will go to the Cavs first, and I'll make Paul George a small forward, help him out a little bit. There we go. Make their roster a little bit easier. Man, this is a crazy team. This Cavs team went to the second round just on the back of Kevin Love alone. And now adding George and Beal, that's crazy. The Bulls didn't do much. Giannis didn't get any help, except he got Kyle Lowry. That helps a little bit. Mike Conley and Blake Griffin, who Blake Griffin played really well in the finals. He goes to the 76ers to help Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, who we're probably going to make Ben Simmons the small forward of this team. That would be the smart thing to do so he can get some playing time. Oh man, this is crazy. Then we go, who else made some crazy moves? The Lakers, I know, did. The Knicks didn't really do anything. The Lakers have VO, Paul Millsap, and Udonis Haslem. The Lakers kind of fell off a little bit. They lost Carmelo. Are LeBron and Westbrook going to be able to carry this team? I don't know. The Magic are bad. Luka doesn't get any help. But, oh my God, this team. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Dwight Howard, LaMarcus Aldridge. That team is disgusting. Wow. That's my pick. That's my pick right there. The Nuggets get some help from Andre Drummond. Rudy Gay goes to help Domantas Sabonis. Zion gets Isaiah Thomas. Then the Pistons didn't do much. Kawhi goes back to Toronto to team up with DeMar DeRozan, who's back in Toronto as well. The Raptors just got significantly better. That is for sure. The Rockets don't get any help. The Spurs get Michael Porter Jr. The Suns don't get any help. They lose Chris Paul, so the Suns aren't going to be very good, I don't think. Zach LaVine goes to team up with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Timberwolves, I can't say the right team. The Timberwolves get no help. Gordon Hayward goes to team up with Lillard and McCollum. And then Marc Gasol finally brings that center play that the Warriors have been missing. Oh man, there are some super teams now in the NBA. This is crazy. Let's simulate to the All-Star break and find out what's going to happen. I am so excited to see what teams are going to do what with these super teams now. Oh man, this is going to get crazy. So here we are at the All-Star break, and the Miami Heat not doing so great through the first part of the season, 21-39, but can you blame them? I mean, they didn't really do much in the offseason, and other teams around them did. And the Pistons are in the playoffs. I didn't think they were going to be any good, but the Pistons dominating. The Cavs obviously really good, Raptors really good, Bucks really good, but the Celtics and the Nets, we got to take a look at some stats because these teams, man. So Curry, the two usual suspects, I should say. Curry leading the league with 32 points per game and 11 assists. Luka averaging 31 and 10. LeBron averaging 30 and 11. Donovan Mitchell's up there now. LaMelo Ball starting to play really well. Carmelo Anthony on the Clippers averaging 27. Jason Tatum, Giannis, De'Aaron Fox, Ja Morant. These teams are unbelievable. The leader in rebounds is still Kevin Love. Not as good as he did last year. Last year with his rebounding stats with 15.2. But, I mean, just take a look at some of these Timberwolves rebounding numbers. I mean, look at these. He had 20 and 15, 26 and 13, 18 and 14, 26 and 12. I mean, just those were some dominating numbers. He hasn't really had that same kind of production in Cleveland until we just gave him back his prime. That's crazy. Assist numbers, Chris Paul, even on the Clippers, is leading assists again. Crazy world we're living in right now. Let's take a look at the All-Star teams. It's Team LeBron versus Team Kevin Durant again. So Team LeBron's got LeBron, Curry, Giannis, Harden, and Kevin Love. That's a crazy All-Star game. Anthony Davis, Luka, Trae Young, Kyrie, Marc Gasol, DeMarcus Cousins, and Gordon Hayward. And then Team Kevin Durant is Durant, Chris Paul, Jokic, Carmelo Anthony, Derrick Rose, and Kawhi, Damian Lillard, Russell Westbrook, Zion, LaMelo, Joel Embiid, and Jason Tatum. Very awesome All-Star teams, that's for sure. These teams are unbelievable. The Sixers, the Celtics are doing good. I mean, they've already clinched a play-in spot along with the Nets in the East. Paul George is playing well with Kevin Love. I mean, these teams are just out of control. So we're going to simulate to the end of the season, and I'll see you guys there to see which of these super teams is going to win the NBA championship. The season is wrapped, and LeBron James is built different. Prime LeBron James is built different. He wins back-to-back MVPs, averaging about 30, 8, 11, 2 steals. Decent shooting splits. Not great, but decent shooting splits for LeBron. Rookie of the Year is Ricky Powell, averaging a double-double. That's pretty cool. DeMar DeRozan on the Raptors wins Sixth Man of the Year. I didn't know he was playing sixth man, but hey, good for him. He's back in Toronto. Giannis once again wins Defensive Player of the Year. Tyler Hero wins Most Improved. That's cool. And Frank Vogel, 70-12. So the Lakers, even though they'd lost Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard and Marc Gasol, it looks like LeBron's just like I said, he's built different. All NBA teams, first team, Doncic, Luka Doncic, Russell Westbrook, LeBron, Giannis, and Jokic. Very good team. Second team is Chris Paul, Curry, Carmelo, Kevin Love, Joel Embiid. Third team is LaMelo Ball, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Bam. All defensive first team is Chris Paul, Lonzo, Giannis, LeBron, and Dwight. John Wall, Drew Holiday, Jonathan Isaac, Kawhi, and Bam. And then all rookie team, you don't really care. Although Bones Highland's here. I didn't know he was a rookie. But okay, cool. Good for Bones Highland. He must have got some playing time on the Nuggets, and now he's a rookie. Cool, whatever. Good for Bones Island. The play-in teams, Pelicans and Grizzlies, and Thunder and Jazz, and then the Pistons and Hawks, and then us and the Hornets. Okay. Let's see the final season stats. So Curry does lead the league in points. He dropped a little bit, by about a point he dropped, but he still dominated. Luka's still dominating. LeBron's still dominating. Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Carmelo. I mean, these guys are just out of control with these points. And I would assume Kevin Love still led in rebounds. Yeah, he did. He didn't have as many as he did last year, but 13.7, still very, very good. And then Chris Paul, always going to lead assists because he's Chris Paul. Okay, let's simulate the play-in. Who's going to get in? The Heat lose. Great. Did we make it to the second round? No, we lost to the Hornets. Oh, great. So it's the Pistons playing the Celtics, and the Hawks playing the Nets, and then the Pelicans playing the Lakers, and the Grizzlies playing the Warriors. So let's simulate round one. Who's going to get out? Lakers sweep the Hornets. The Warriors beat Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. Chris Paul and Carmelo beat Jokic. It looks like the Celtics are moving on with Derrick Rose and Jason Tatum. Giannis gets bumped in the first round. Cleveland beats DeRozan and Kawhi. So that's pretty interesting. And then the Nets beat the Hawks, which is what we'd expect. This is a very interesting second round. Any of these teams could win the championship, I guess. Let's see who's going to go on now. So the Lakers sweep again. They sweep Luka and the Mavs. Curry gets by Chris Paul and Carmelo. Then you've got Derrick Rose and Jason Tatum beating Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And Paul George, Kevin Love, Ricky Rubio, Bradley Beal, all of these guys just beat James Harden, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Kawhi, Kyrie Irving. I mean, my pick just got beat in Game 7. It took them 7 games, to be fair, but my pick just got beat in 7 games. So now it's Celtics, Cavs, Lakers, Warriors. Who's going to the finals? It's going to be Lakers, Cavs. The Lakers swept again. LeBron James is built different. LeBron James is literally built different. He swept again. Westbrook dominating. Eric Bledsoe dominating. I mean, what can you say? This is out of control. Russell Westbrook is that guy. This is unbelievable. And then the Cavs beat up on Derrick Rose, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Rondo. I mean, what is going on here? Jason Tatum dropped 45 in a game. This is out of control. Lakers and Cavs. Will the Lakers lose a game in the playoffs? Russell Westbrook dropped 41 and 10, so it's not so much LeBron's built different, it's prime Russell Westbrook is built different. Kevin Love tried to do anything, Paul George tried to do stuff, but he just couldn't. Another game goes to the Lakers. This time it was LeBron and Westbrook. A 31-point triple-double for LeBron James. My God. Out of control. Bradley Beal did his best, 36, but it just wasn't enough. Another win for the Lakers, 26-12. LeBron dropped 35. Westbrook 23, 8 and 14. And are we gonna see a perfect playoff run and back-to-back champions? Los Angeles Lakers are back-to-back champions. LeBron James gets the Finals MVP. He played unbelievable, averaging 34 points per game, 8 rebounds, 12 assists in the playoffs, in the finals. Unbelievable. Kevin Love in the final game dropped 39, 12, and 8, but it just wasn't enough because LeBron played 50 minutes and dropped 42, 9, and 11. I mean, what else can you say except for LeBron James is built different? He swept the playoffs, he dominated the Cavs, his former team, and they win back-to-back championships. So it doesn't matter if you go with a base prime rosters or if you go with a full off-season, players move, players start to form super teams. It doesn't matter because LeBron James is going to dominate wherever he's at. So back-to-back champions for the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James is built different, and that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Leave some comments down below if you have any ideas on any other simulation kind of experiments that you may have seen other YouTubers do that you want to see me do and see a different take on it. Or if you have any creative ideas that you want to drop down in the comments you want to see me do, leave them down below and I will be sure to try and implement them onto the channel. But thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. That's going to do it for the video. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. The main channel link, the World of Juice channel link, is in the description if you want to go check that out as well. That is a Madden channel mainly, but I do a bunch of other stuff on there too as well. But it's mainly a Madden channel, so if you were into that, go check that out. It's in the link in the description below. It's a link in the description below, I should say. And that's going to do this video. I appreciate everybody stopping by and watching. Thank you guys so much. Peace.